Welcome to Town Hall, Sydney CBD, and right behind me is the QVB statue. This corner here and the Woolworths corner over there, it's under construction at the moment. That should be fixed very soon. Oh, the bell's going off. So yeah, Town Hall Station. You will see day gamers around here, like hovering around quite often. But yeah, before we kick it off, I'm Dave. This channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. Top link in the description. Go to my website. I've got a whole new page that has all the blog posts on Indirect Game. Go check it out if you're interested in what Indirect Game is. But one of my students was telling me that he did coaching in the past, and the coach taught him to go very direct in day game, which is common. All the coaches teach that. It's the most common thing. But he was taught to go direct in day game and indirect in the nightclub. So during the daytime, he was being very forceful, jumping in front of girls, putting his hand out, trying to hug them and keno and tell them she's pretty and try to push for the instant date real fast in day game. And then in the club, he was taught in the bars and in the nightclub to go very indirect. It was like he was in a nightclub, not exactly asking for directions, but asking weird questions about what are the drinks like here and things like that in a nightclub. And the purpose of this video is just to make it very clear that in the nightclubs you have to be very direct. You have to show your intention immediately, show the reason why you're talking to them, and be very direct in the nightclub. I would say show your intention immediately in the nightclub. Don't waste your time. Don't hover around, fluffing around. You can't really hear them very well. They can't hear you. You have to really spell it out. There's lots of alcohol in the clubs as well. You have to just get to the point. That's the whole point of the clubs, right? Going very direct. Day game, to be calibrated, socially aware man, I would say come across smooth, covert, indirect approach. Make sure your positioning is really good, and not necessarily show your intentions, because the goal here is to show that you are of higher value, or at least try to show that somehow, even though when you're doing day game, a lot of the times you're going to be approaching girls that are of higher mate value than yourself, of more value than yourself. So I recommend obviously indirect day game for that purpose. If you're going direct during the daytime, you are kind of putting yourself beneath her. Now the purpose of cold approach isn't to get girls that are of lower value than yourself. Although a lot of the coaches out there, you do watch a lot of infields, a lot of them are making approaches on girls that are beneath them. So just say they're a 7 or an 8, they're approaching 5s, right? The purpose of day game is to be punching up. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with punching down. If you have to, the majority of guys should be, I would say. But the goal is, once you've got this down pat and you've made this a lifestyle, the goal that you should be trying to achieve is approaching girls that are above your mate value, girls that are out of your league. That's really what you should be trying to achieve here, and not showing all of your cards. A lot of guys would use, in the past, they would use the neg in a less socially aware way of trying to bring her down to your level. I would say that oh, is that a day game approach? I don't have any, because even the birds have game around here. But the point I'm trying to make is that night game, you have to be very direct. Daygame, I prefer that you go indirect, covert, be smooth, in a calibrated, socially aware way, and not blow out the area. Let's just say you're here and you're running around being very direct, and you're like, you're gonna blow out this entire corner really fast if you did that. It'd be far better strategy to get into a smooth approach, say here, move to the other corner, get another smooth one in, smooth one in, smooth one in, so that no one's really aware that that's what you're doing, and you're not blowing out the area. And the goal is to not blow out your area, so that the girls that you approach, after you approach one, if you happen to get a contact information, you can move not far from her and then have another shot somewhere else without blowing out the previous approach. It's not all about really caring what society thinks. To be honest, who gives a fuck what these people think? The goal is to increase your success rate, right? And also, you don't really want to get yourself in trouble with security or have any other issues. And when you're being very abrasive and very direct, for lack of a better word, in Daygame, you're more likely to, it's a slippery slope into more abrasive approaches over time. So the point I'm trying to make here is that night game is direct. If you're going indirect in a nightclub, it's weird. It really is. It is really weird. And it's kind of weird to be going direct during the daytime as well. So indirect during the daytime, direct during the nighttime. It's kind of a simplistic video to explain that, but I just had a student that he said that he did a boot camp, or it was an immersion. It was a longer period coaching session, where he was taught to go direct during the daytime and indirect at night, and that was with a famous coach, a very famous coach, by the way. It's not I'm not bringing this up because it's a one-off from a nobody. It was a famous coach that's possibly one of the wealthiest in the industry, was teaching this student this, and that's why this student has come to me.
Oh, I see that one.
But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you're in Sydney, this is a great spot. Well, it's not a great spot, but it is a spot.